Well, welcome everyone to the contributor program. This will be our kickoff call for the CL track, so the community leadership track. And yeah, we're very excited to have you here, to be here with all of you, and thank you for coming. Also, we're very excited to see so many applicants on our track, which is awesome, of course. We've prepared a presentation for you for this call, but first let us introduce ourselves. So my name is Andy. I'm a community administrator here at Connext. I entered Connext about a year ago with Tommy. And apart from being track operators, we specialize on the Spanish-speaking and Latin American community.
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Tommy and I'm a community admin here at Connext. And we will both be your mentors for this track.
All right, so let's start. Our main topics. We're quickly gonna cover some of the following topics to cover some bases. Many of you will be familiar with this already. For the Q&A part, be sure to have your questions ready, and you'll have to send them to the stage chat channel. All right, so we're gonna cover introduction to Connext. We're gonna talk about the contributor program, also about community leadership track in particular, and then we'll have the Q&A session. So let's have an introduction to Connext. As you all know, Connext empowers fast, secure bridging between blockchains and rollups for composable trust minimized value. Connext is an interoperability protocol that empowers developers to build fully expressive cross-domain apps, or cross-chain apps for short, or xApps, with a strong focus on security. And Connext has these three main features, right? So it's low cost, meaning that transfers are capital efficient, and this makes Connext one of the cheapest bridges available. It's also trust minimized, making it the safest options, the safest protocol in the space, with no trusted parties required. Trust minimized means that there's no extra trust to be had when using the bridge, so security is basically that of the underlying chains. And also it's universal, meaning it can be deployed to any chain while working in the same way. So what can be built with Connext? Well, these are 6 main examples, although there may be even a lot more. The first one is cross-chain NFTs, so you may be able to wrap your NFTs and bring them to any chain you want. Cross-chain staking, bridging tokens from any centralized exchange to any chain. Also any-to-any swaps, where you can send any token and receive any token on any chain you want. Cross-chain yield farming for the highest yields, and cross-chain lending, where you can deposit an asset on chain A and borrow another on chain B. So, of course, you know our flagship app. It's Connext Bridge. You can find it at bridge.connext.network. Here's a quick GIF showing you how it's used to bridge some DAI from mainnet Ethereum to Moonbeam. This is probably how you interacted with Connext for the first time, which is our case with Tommy. Yep, that's it. So, let's talk some stats. These are our stats. So currently we've bridged these amounts: 1.5 billion total bridge volume, 45 million available liquidity, 650k total transactions, and 44 live routers. You can see this at connectscan.io. This information is part of our Explorer. So of course, bridges are just the beginning. Connext is the next paradigm shift for an interoperable Web3. It's a toolkit for cross-chain money Legos, as you may see.
Okay, so let's talk about the contributor program for a bit. So the contributor program is a community incentive program designed to encourage community members of different backgrounds and skill sets to steward and take ownership of key aspects of our ecosystem. Participants of the program will be given points based on the quality of their contributions to the ecosystem, using different evaluation criteria that will be defined by the track operators. So, when the next token goes live, we plan to submit a proposal to the Connext DAO to retroactively reward participants proportional to points received. The program will be run in phases. Phase 1 runs until the next token launches. After the DAO and token are live, we expect to continue with further phases of the program. How many phases it will run for is still to be defined. So the program consists of 5 tracks: community leaders, builders, content and education, routers, and grants. Now we'll explain what the community leadership track is and how it will work. The community leadership track takes you on the journey of becoming a true community leader. This is someone who helps building and maintaining the Connext community. So community leaders are the face of Connext to the community, and they provide 3 main things. 1, outstanding support to users. 2, they communicate updates and relevant information about Connext. And 3, they generally serve and protect the community, leading by example. Just like the Connext network, participants of this track build bridges to individuals and communities in the crypto space to organize, moderate, and communicate all things Connext. So here are some examples of what you can do to contribute. But it's not limited to this, of course. 1, providing support for users using Connext Bridge and other apps that are part of the Connext ecosystem. 2, creating, leading, and educating communities based on language or region. 3, organizing and participating in events like Q&As, AMAs, live presentations, etc. 4, promoting Connext values and vision. 5, establishing relations with other communities. And 6, organizing announcements and campaigns like community missions or marketing strategies through social media.
Okay, so we prepared a map for the CL track progress. You may be familiar with this. You first send your application and complete the KYC. Then you'll enter as a track participant. Some of the applicants will be quickly promoted to trainees, especially big ambassadors with a great follower base that we already know. And some others will be promoted according to their contributions on the first weeks. Once we have our trainees, a 1-month evaluation will begin. After that finishes, it will be decided if the trainee deserves a promotion as a CL or ambassador, depending on each case. And eventually, after many contributions, he may become a CA, so community administrator. You can read more about this and what each CL does in the CL track descriptions. We have a link prepared for you at the end. So, we as track operators will be monitoring the whole process and assigning points to each participant according to their contributions. And there will be 3 classes for this. High scoring trainees that successfully become CLs and exceptional CLs who have gone above and beyond for the community and or submitted meaningful contributions that had an impact on the community. Average scoring trainees that don't succeed in becoming CLs but have met a minimum threshold for contributions and added value to the community. And lastly, low scoring. So this is rejected trainees and submissions with low complexity and difficulty with an overall poor quality. And some expectations include creating weekly content like newsletters and AMAs around Connext, helping with translations on the latest updates in collaboration with other community leaders, like tweets, Medium posts, etc. And educating your follower base about Connext as the go-to interoperability network and bridge. And be sure to give our Notion page a read. Here's the link to it. It contains all the relevant info about the track and will surely clarify some doubts you have. We can also send it to the chat if that's okay, if you haven't given it a read already. So yeah, we hope you understood everything and we're open to any questions you might have. So please use the stage chat channel for this, and yeah, we'll be reading some questions and answering them with Tommy.
Yeah, I already got the first one. So Life Goes On says, what's the forms to submit works? So the forms are yet to be defined. We're working with the team on getting approval for how participants will submit their work. But for now, you should all keep track of all the work you do and all the work you have. So when the form is live, you can submit it there.
Okay. How many people can be CL? There's currently no set limit, but it will be scaling. Like, plan is to scale it with the community growth. But I can't really give an exact number right now. So, but what you can do is apply and just contribute and try to classify.
Another question from Life Goes On. How long is the first phase's timeline from start to finish? So the first phase, like, pretty much already began with this kickoff call, and it will go on until the next token goes live, around 1 month from here.
Oh yeah, just getting back to the phases chart. Yeah. That's a good one. Since Tommy answered almost all bridge-related questions, how can we be in? Well, that's a tough one, yeah. You gotta sneak in while he's asleep, yeah.
Here's another question from Ministro D. Is there any procedure to follow when organizing an event, like AMAs, for example, request authorization? So, not strictly, but it would be great if you gave us a heads up before organizing an event, like saying, hey, we're going to do this. The idea is to, I don't know, talk about bridge security or talk about, I don't know, capital efficiency or whatever. So you tell us what it is you're meaning to do, and hopefully we can help you with giving you like all the data you need, all the resources, I don't know, graphical assets or whatever, and make sure that like you know the protocol and that you will be able to answer pretty much every question that people ask.
Okay, Stefan's already answering some questions. Thank you, Stefan. I don't know if I'm missing any.
Cheyenne17 says, can we do both works, be community leaders and ambassadors, make videos translation? So ambassadors are actually one kind of community leaders. So the answer would be yes. But of course, the ambassador's tasks are not just limited to making videos, translations, or like making content. That's more for the content and education track. The idea of the ambassadors is like basically to be a brand ambassadors, and well, you can read what the ambassadors do in the CL track page. There's a whole section about what each of the CL types do and what are the requirements for them.
Oh, right, we wanted to share that. Yeah, let me just share that again just quickly. Or do you have it by hand? Wait. Community leader. I think, yeah, this should be it. So that's the notion that covers like the whole CL track documentation, you would say. Be sure to give a good read to the part that says the CL guide. This covers like stuff like what is a community leader, how to do support, how to start a local community, and it also has the rules and the guidelines that we want CLs to follow, right?
So another question from Life Goes On. Yeah. What's the total rewards pool of each contribution program? So I don't think this is set yet. And also keep in mind that the actual rewards that will be given out at the end of the program Basically, they are just a proposal to the DAO, and the DAO has to accept it. So it may vary. It's not defined.
Yeah, they're subject to the DAO's final decision, right? Oh, and on the CL question, here's the CL path if you didn't see it before. I don't know who asked that, but you can see that CL is a term that covers like ambassadors, community moderators, and community administrators all at once. It's a general like role, you may say. Oh, what about routers? Where can we find an instruction? This, I guess, has already been covered on the router kickoff call, which was yesterday, I believe. But there's also a page, like a Notion page for the routers. If I'm correct. Let me look it up.
Here, Yev Genius asks, can CMs be for two localized communities, and how supporting in the channel will be tracked? So CMs, ideally, they would be like only on one community, but of course, if you like, I don't know, if you just belong to two communities or just want to participate and you think you can have a meaningful participation in both of them, yeah, sure, you can be a CM of two communities. And don't worry, we will have metrics and help from already existing CMs and CAs for evaluating CM performance. Andy, I don't know if you answered. Is there any guide or recommendations that we should follow when providing support to a user?
Yeah, there's as said, there's a CL. Let me get to it. There's a community leadership track document. I've sent it. I can reference it again if you want. That covers all the bases for the community leadership track. So it contains a segment that's called the CL guide. And there you will find documentation on what is a community leader, how to do support, which is quite helpful, how to start a local community, and yeah, the CL policies that we want the CLs to follow. So the how to support document, yeah, we included some of our advice to give support. Let me send it to you. Who made the question?
Someone asks, do I need to fill any form for exactly CM position, or just helping in chat means that I'm already a CM? So no, helping in chat does not mean you're a CM. But at the moment of playing, you should have filled in like what you wanted your position to be, I think, like choosing ambassador or moderator or something like that. I'm not sure since I didn't, I wasn't in charge of the forms.
Oh, by the way, nitrogen, I believe it's spelled. Yeah, nitrogen. I sent you the general like contributor program, and there you will find like all the tracks, right? So the CL track, the builders, the CNE, the routers, and the grants. And you may enter the routers track and yeah, have that document to read. Have a read on this.
England asks, can we change track during the program? So, like, basically, no. You could, I think you could just leave one track and then apply for another one, but it would be pretty hard to keep track of like all your points and scoring at the moment of switching from one track to another. So, no, that's kind of difficult to do. But if you want to change, I think you can just, I don't know, talk to Halil and maybe say like, hey, I don't want to be in this track. I want to change to another one. Leave one and then join another one.
Yeah. There maybe the question's coming from like something. There will be some superposition, I think. Like idea is not to have many roles, like not to have people with many roles, you know, covering most tracks, but like I don't know, for example, as a CL, you will also have to educate your community about stuff, which is like technically something a C and E track participant would do. But yeah, there will be some superposition, and you will also be working with the C and E track folks. So yeah, don't worry about that. You may like you can stay on your track and still do some stuff that the other tracks do, and you'll also be contributing. Um, oh, we have to answer this. Like many people didn't get the contributor role still, or yet, better said. Yeah, if you completed the KYC and like successfully like passed the KYC, you shouldn't worry. You'll get the DocuSign and then you'll get the role. But it's just taking a bit of time, especially when there's some users that didn't input their Discord ID correctly. So yeah, we'll have to manually like assign them the roles. So that's why it's taking like a bit of time. Don't worry about that. I am good at data analysis and I've created many dashboards on Dune Analytics. So which track am I more suitable for? That's a good one. I think it would be like more on the CNE track, like helping like visualization of the stats on Connext. Yeah, that would be my advice. Like CL track is more like management of communities, creating new communities. You know what we've covered in this presentation. Don't listen to Andy. Did he apply for the CL track or? Oh, join the builders.
Yeah, I suggest you talk to Khalil. So, yeah, talk to him about switching track. I don't know if it's possible. I guess so, but yeah, no promises there.
Right. No, I was just like seeing some statistics display like some like a content and education thing, more like a builders thing. But yeah, talk to Khalil. How will you evaluate how the CL has helped others? Well, we will have our metrics, like we have our metrics as track operators. We will also be requesting help from other CAs and CMs that are already CLs, and yeah, there will be a pointing system and based on the quality of the content you contributed, and yeah, your general contribution to the community.
Nyan Cat, as already someone who already asked this, who do we approve our community AMAs with? So you don't need like strict approval from us, but it would be great if you